Diablo 4 is a game that's easy to play, but hard to master. Mastering Diablo 4 is going to require a lot of experience and some learning resources like this one. Watching this video will give you knowledge of what to expect in the early game and a preview of the late game. Your first step is picking a class. Barbarian has its unique arsenal of weapons system. Necromancer uses minions alongside blood, bone, and darkness magic. Sorcerers use fire, ice, and lightning magic. Rogue have marksman skills using ranged weapons or cutthroat skills using melee weapons. And Druid has the ability to shapeshift and use nature magic skills. Everyone should choose World Tier 1 for the early game of Diablo 4. The reason why is even though World Tier 2 gives a 20% bonus to experience points, it's not enough of a bonus for how difficult the mobs become. Diablo 4 rewards speed over difficulty. Diablo 4 currently has 4 world tiers: Adventurer, Veteran, Nightmare, and Torment. Nightmare and Torment are unlocked at 50 and 70 through a priority quest called Capstones. This requires you to complete a challenging dungeon while the highest available world tier is active. Diablo 4 has 2 main servers. These are called the Eternal and Seasonal realms. The Eternal realm you could call the base game with no added mechanics, and the Seasonal realm includes special season mechanics, a completion list called the Season Journey, a battle pass system to collect unique transmogs based on progress, and a system called Season Blessings that offer special bonuses to things like experience points. When a season comes to an end, seasonal characters will be transferred to the Eternal realm. When you create your first character, your main focus is finishing the story. This is the only way to get access to using mounts and getting into endgame content. You can expect the story to take about 35 to 45 hours to complete. Subsequent characters created after completing the story will enable a story skip option. Finishing the story will land someone somewhere between level 40 and 50. There are 3 types of quests in Diablo 4: story quests, side quests, and priority quests. Story quests advance the story. Side quests are not mandatory but do contribute to an important system called Renown. Priority quests are important quests that unlock new features. An example of this would be unlocking a class specialization or unlocking a new NPC feature. Getting to a new world tier is also a priority quest. Renown is a system that tracks your completion. In return for completing anything in these 6 categories, you get special bonuses. The most important bonuses are the 10 skill points and 20 paragon points. The top row of rewards are claimed by the character and the bottom row is shared across all of your characters. The Seasonal and Eternal realms currently only share the progress from areas discovered and altars of Lilith. Blizzard has said that this will change in Season 2, and Renown should only need to be completed once, ever. I recommend at the very least to find every altar of Lilith. These will give you 68 points to every main stat and 4 paragon points across all characters. Here's a summary of the systems that make you stronger. For skill points, you earn these as you level. Using points will unlock new branches of skills. Use your basic skills for generating resource, your core skills to do damage. The other trees add utility, mobility, defenses, area of effect, etc, etc. Don't ignore passives as these can really multiply your damage. You generally want to put 5 skill points in your core skill to maximize damage scaling. The very last tree is your key passive, and these can be very strong and build defining. I recommend staying consistent with your damage tags and keep an eye out for special status effects applied to enemies. Look for leveling builds online. These are strong at their base, meaning they shouldn't require special equipment to be viable. Equipment comes in 5 rarities: common, magic, rare, legendary, and unique. The higher the rarity, the more affixes a piece of equipment will have. Weapons come with inherent affixes specific to the weapon type. The goal is to make every affix apply to your build. Legendary aspects are build defining. These modify or add effects to your skills or passives that greatly increase your performance. Legendary aspects can be found on legendary equipment that will roll between 2 ranges. If you find a relevant aspect to your build, store it in your storage for imprinting later. Dungeons also give aspects through the Codex of Power system. Keep in mind, imprinting an aspect from the Codex of Power will always be the lowest possible roll. Aspects come in 5 different types: defensive, offensive, resource, utility, and mobility. Each piece of equipment can only use certain categories of aspects. Aspects placed on 2-handed weapons receive a 100% bonus, and amulets receive a 50% bonus. Invest time into planning and collecting aspects. Using a build guide can really help. There are 3 different types of events. Events in the overworld are the most common, have simple objectives, and are an easy way to get new equipment and experience points. Legion events are timed events located in different regions that have multiple objectives and require a decent sized group of players to complete. Use the campfire before a Legion event starts to get a free 15% bonus to experience points. World bosses are more of an endgame activity. They happen the least often and be fun to do. However, the rewards for completing this event are very underwhelming at the moment. Here's an overview of every type of NPC. Only major cities contain every NPC, while smaller cities only contain some of the NPCs. The occultist is where you will imprint and extract aspects. Extracting an aspect from a legendary item will place it into the aspect tab of your inventory. Imprinting an aspect can have 2 sources: the Codex of Power or your aspect inventory. You can also salvage and craft nightmare sigils. Salvaging a sigil will give sigil powder. The amount of sigil powder required to craft a nightmare sigil will depend on the range of tiers. Enchanting an item at the occultist allows you to replace an affix with a randomly rolled affix. You will get 3 options to choose from: including keeping the original affix. The rule is you can only ever choose one affix to reroll per piece of equipment. The Curiosities NPC is used for target farming specific pieces of equipment. Each piece of equipment purchased requires a currency called Murmuring Obols. These are mostly received from completing events, whether in a dungeon or the overworld. Whispering Keys also come from this NPC and are used to open locked chests found in the overworld. The Blacksmith is used for salvaging equipment in return for things like upgrade materials. Weapons, armor, and accessories each have their own unique materials from salvaging, and also different rarities of equipment also give their own unique materials. Salvaging equipment can be done individually using the pickaxe button, or can be batched together by selecting the rarity. Legendary and unique equipment must be salvaged individually. The Blacksmith is also used for repairing equipment, which will restore its durability. Accessories cannot be upgraded at the Blacksmith, only armor and weapons. Upgrades will affect both the armor or base damage as well as the individual affixes, but won't affect aspects. A maximum of 5 upgrades can be done depending on the rarity. The Jeweler handles gems and will upgrade accessories like the Blacksmith. The Jeweler can craft higher quality gems with lower quality gems. 3 lower quality gems will craft 1 higher quality gem. Unsocketing gems will remove a gem from equipment, while creating a socket will create a new socket in a piece of equipment. Some pieces of equipment can have up to 2 sockets. Creating accessories at the Jeweler is the same concept as the Blacksmith. The Alchemist is responsible for upgrading your health potions. Each potion recovers a certain amount of health instantly, and then 35% of your max health over 3 seconds. Upgrading a health potion will only increase the recovery of the initial amount. Crafting elixirs requires materials obtained in the overworld, and are important for the stat boosts and experience points bonus. These only last 30 minutes at a time and are located in the consumables tab of your inventory. Refining resources combines materials in exchange for other materials. Incense are party support style effects you can craft. The Stable Master is where you will choose your mounts and further customize your mounts. This is a system that is unlocked through the story at the beginning of Act 4. There are 3 kinds of NPCs that will sell you different types of equipment for gold. However, this is typically not the best way to get equipment, as it drops from everything so frequently anyway. This NPC is mostly used for selling equipment for gold, but only when you don't need the materials from salvaging. This later in the game should be your main source of gold income. The stash and wardrobe are usually located next to each other. The primary use of your stash is storing legendary aspects to be imprinted later. The wardrobe allows you to apply transmogs to your character. This way you can control what kind of style you have while you play the game. Here's a sneak peek at the endgame. After completing your first capstone, you'll have access to World Tier 3. In World Tier 3, you'll receive something called Nightmare Sigils. Nightmare Sigils modify dungeons by increasing their level using tiers and making them harder with affixes. This will be your main way of leveling 50 to 100. Hell Tides are timed events where an area within a region becomes hell basically. The mobs become more dense and more difficult. The key feature here are the special Hell Tide chests that spawn in fixed locations. To unlock these chests, you'll need to collect aberrant cinders from mobs. Hell Tide chests have a higher rate of dropping legendary and unique items. If you're wondering how to best create an alternate character, here's my recommendations. Finish Renown on your first character for the account-wide bonuses. This includes the account-wide stat bonuses from the Altars of Lilith. Don't forget to skip the campaign. Use a leveling guide for an easy build that will carry you from 1 to 50. Use a combination of completing whispers or resetting things like strongholds for efficient experience points. Teaming up with players, using elixirs, and using seasonal blessings all give you a higher rate of experience points. Hopefully this helped you learn the basics of playing Diablo 4. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Good luck and have fun.